event that we do of the week. Today, we're going to talk about the inauguration gains and stocks to trade and what's going to happen in political landscaping. Now, I've been talking about this topic for, geez, it's got to be since September, maybe even October, and going back to August, because it all led up to is Kamala Harris going to win? Is Trump going to win? Or what their policies are? And, it's causing some really, really, really good volatility in the market. Trump stock, TJT is a public company. That one did pretty well. There's drone stocks, military stocks, things that are moving. We're going to talk about the fires in California, that the disaster has been happening out there. Some stocks are getting affected by it. Some are going to be popular by it. So our goal today is to kind of teach you a little bit that you get affected by the markets all the time. And I know we all like to trade. Some of you want to learn how to trade. Some of you are trying to trade. Some are trying to get into the industry. Well, I'm going to explain to you why some of you are, if you want to do this, a great job, but you got to do it right. And this, I'm going to teach you how things work. So before we get started, just a quick little disclaimer, just telling you that I'm not going to make any guarantees and promises. Just make sure that there is very high risk in trading. You can lose a lot of money in the market. So please be very, very wise before you go out there and make an investment in today's markets. Now, things that we're going to cover, we're going to talk about the political landscaping. We're going to talk about how to find these stocks that are moving in the market. We're also going to talk about what makes them move, how to follow what's called the ACTs, the dominating brokerage firms. How do you follow institutions, algorithms, high frequency trades, dark pools, all those things we're going to talk about. Entries and exit points we're going to talk about also. And I'm going to talk about the 5 best trading tools that I like to use that are going to make you that much better of a trader. Now, we all know what's been going on in California. This has been a big, big disaster. I mean, it really is. My heart's, to their families out there that lost their homes and everything else. I mean, it's just probably one of the biggest disasters in U.S. history. I don't know if even hurricanes even come close to this. I mean, I went through Hurricane Sandy. I went through the 9/11. But I mean, you just got to be it and feel it. But the thing is this, regardless of where you are in the world or what your political beliefs are, we all are part of the same thing. We all part of the same trading market. Okay. So if you're for it, against it, whatever it means, it does not matter, because if you take things personal in trading, you are going to lose miserably. Okay. And that's where it comes about it. So with that, I want to bring up some stocks that are getting affected by the market. All right. So did anybody hear, but by the way, everyone knows what's going on in California. Just give me a quick yes or no. I want to make sure everybody's following along, at least. All right, good. So a couple of stocks that got really affected by it. One of them is right here. It's called EIX. Now, if you look at the stock right here, you could see that this is the electrical company that's out there. And over the course of the year, the stock did pretty well and going up nicely. Went from 60 all the way to 80. And, you did really, really nice long term. And then all of a sudden the fires start hitting. They start kicking in and people start hearing about it. And all of a sudden right here is when the fires actually started. And you could see how the stock goes from $80 all the way down to 56. Now, not only that one went down, SRE, you could see it here. Same thing. Stock started up here, came all the way back down to 75. PCG, another one right here. Stock went from $20 all the way back down to 16. Now, the thing is this. If you look, we just posted up the link up there. If you have not been following me on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or X or any of the social networks, even if you're not a social guy, I don't know if you will call YouTube is, but it is. I post everything we do. We post every day. And we've been talking about this stock specifically last week. Okay. And there are always opportunities. If it's not this, if it's not the drone stocks that you heard of, the invasion in Jersey, whatever it may be, there are a lot of things that are moving. But the thing you have to look at is, even though that you could have went short these stocks and done very well, the other aspect is you could have waited until they hit rock bottom and you could have bought them back and could have got them on the bounce. Because if you look at any one of these stocks, and probably the best one and the most volatile one was this stock right here, you could see how EIX went all the way down here just less than 2 days ago when it hit a low of 55. Now we're up at 62. So I'm not here to kind of benefit on someone's catastrophe, but what happens if you were long this position? Okay. Wouldn't you think you still want to ride the stock all the way down 30 points? I don't really think so. I mean, like, what am I supposed to do? This is your money. You work very, very hard for it. You got to know when to get in, when to get out. Now, this is the issue, what's going on, not just on the news, fellow traders, but it also has a lot to do with what's making, how to trade these stocks. When they're going to stop, when they're going to bounce. So I'm going to ask everyone a very valuable question here. And by the way, if you can't answer this question, you should not be trading. And the question is this: what makes stocks go up and down? Could everyone answer that question? What makes stocks go up and down? Bill, you're right. Mike, you're right. Yes, Sevilla, you're right. Everyone should write that word. Could everyone just write BNS? Okay. Buyers and sellers. Everyone just write BNS, just so I know you're paying attention. Okay. Fundamentals does not make the stocks go up and down. That is completely full. That's just it's a fraction, but that's not the reason why. You see stocks today and you're like, don't understand why they go up and down the way they do. David, thank you very much. By the way, Gasper, I didn't hear from you. Anderson, I didn't hear from you. Okay. Michael, Sheriff, I didn't hear from you. Sheriff Al, Ted. Guys, don't be shy. Don't be scared. Okay. Because the thing is this: I'm taking my valuable time today to spend less than an hour to teach you guys how to trade. And if you're not answering me back, that tells me two things: you're not paying attention, or you don't care what I have to say. Okay. So I'm doing you guys a favor. I'm telling you what Wall Street's biggest secrets is. Now, how do I know that? Well, that's why I'm going to explain it to you. Okay. I've been doing this for over 35 years. Now, once again, my name is Fausto Pugliese. I'm the president and founder of the company. I started this company over 30 years ago. We have several instructors that work for us. I probably trade over 1 million people over the years. I got thousands and thousands of videos I posted out there where you probably found me on social networks and everything else, or maybe recommended. I don't do it because of my health. I do it because I was you over 30 years ago, and I was a terrible failure rate, and I don't want anyone to ever live through that. Now, if anyone here reads about any of the old books, I am one of the original So's bandits, they call us, which were the day traders. Forbes wrote a big article about us, a bunch of kids tormenting Wall Street. I was one of them. There was about 1,000 of us. Now there's, I don't know, maybe 10 million around the world. So I might look young to you, but I think I am. But I'm probably your great-great-grandfather, because I was one of the last of the Mohegans that pioneered what trading is today. Now, what I want to let you know is trading really has not changed. Okay. The difference is that when I started and then till today is you had to come live here in New York, like where I live now. You had to get a license. You had to get registered, work for a brokerage firm, split the profits, drive back forth in the city, work as an internship. And it was a big hurdle. It really was a big hurdle. But you know what? This is how I got there. I'm actually first generation Italian. I want to tell you a little about myself. My parents came here from Italy. On the right is my wonderful family, my 3 sons, Alex, Max, and Lucas, my lovely wife, Debbie, been married for 28 years. My dad, when he came to this country, he says, son, if you want to be successful, if you like what you do, I came to this country to succeed, because back then, it was a rough time in Europe. And he said, listen, you want to be good at something, surround yourself with people that are very good at what they do. Okay. And then also learn from people that are very bad at it, so you don't do that. Okay. Because the way you become a good at anything, you got to lose first before you can win. And you got to learn from the people that make those mistakes so you don't make them. So I was very fortunate. My dad was a landscaper, and he, worked with very high net, cutting grass for very high net worth people in the finance industry. They liked my dad very much. They didn't want to see me be what my dad was doing, being a landscaper. And they said, listen, they said, let me take your son, let me take him into work with me. If you want, I'll teach you how to make money, you know, because this is what we do here in New York. It's the financial district. Okay. And let me just tell you something, everyone. What I've learned on the first day on the job, I should have never, ever, ever made my first trade, because I was trying to trade back then. And there are people that are coming in all the time. And this is what I've learned. I've learned that you can't work for free. Okay. Nothing's free in this world. And you got to be patient. And you got to surround yourself with people that are very, very good at what they do. That's why I love what I do. That's why I'm a 12-time champion at the money shows. I beat every single school in the industry. Honestly, I should be a 30-time world champion. Half the people didn't show up. Guess they want to be embarrassed. But I've been featured on some of the biggest stations in the industry. I am also been almost like a speaker for NASDAQ, educating you with something I'm going to talk about today, which is called NASDAQ Book Viewer. I'm going to show you how to get and how to have a seat on the exchange where you get to see every single buyer and seller in every stock. We're going to look at some of them for you and see how that works out. And I surround myself with the best traders. But let me just tell you something. This is not about me. I'm not here to brag. I know a lot of people like to brag about themselves and how much money they make and yada, yada, yada. You know what? Maybe when I was 25 years old. I'm not a kid anymore, okay? I'm a grown man. I got kids. I'm worried about the future, and I'm worried about your future. So this is really not about me. It's about you. But I want you to understand what was my career, how I went, and how I got here today. Because what I want to do is I want you all to learn how to trade the right way before you go out there and be part of 90% of the failure rate of today's industry, okay? So let me go over a couple of things that happened this week. Why stocks? Why should we buy stocks and sell stocks? Okay, let's look at what's happening. Trump's getting into the office right now. Some of you guys are super, super stoked. Some of you are completely miserable. Some of you really don't give a crap. Okay, but the thing is this: if you're trading the market, I don't care what you think, it's going to affect certain stocks. Trump has his own media stock company. You could see here how a stock went from 35 to 43 in one day. That was last week. Okay, one day. I don't like Trump. I don't want to trade Trump. Okay, well, okay, then go trade NVIDIA. How's that working out for you? You risked 3 times the money and it didn't go anywhere. Here's a stock that went $8. $8. You know, if you bought 1,000 shares and you only made $1 on that trade, that's $1,000. That's $250,000 salary a year. You didn't need the $8. You needed that single dollar. Okay, you had all day to do it. But this is what we're looking for. I am really excited about the inauguration because, first of all, yes and no. Let me explain to you why. First of all, I'm a little upset because the markets closed that day, okay? Because what I'm really excited about, I want to see what executive orders he signs. Now, we have kind of a little bit of an idea what he's looking to do, and we already know he already got elected once before, and actually a lot of what he said, he actually did do. So it's not like these typical politicians, you know, they promise you the world and they're lucky if they do 10% of it. And the other 90%, they didn't tell you what their game plan was. Well, if he says what he's going to do, these are things that are getting affected. The bank stocks, the energy stocks, the crypto stocks, the defense stocks, manufacturing, the prisons could be really good too. You know how we were doing, they do bail reform in New York. They don't want to keep anybody in jail. Well, he wants to throw people back in jail. That would be affected. Supporters like Tesla, some small caps might do pretty well. So all these stocks, I mean, you know, he wants to do a crypto. He's a big energy guy, like, you know, drill, baby, drill. Banks might not do well because he wants to bring down credit card rates down to 30%, what they were charging, what long sharp prices, wants to bring down to 15%. There's a lot of things that can get affected by it, but it's all going to start what's going to happen on Monday. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see it as he signs them, so we'll have to wait till Tuesday. So everybody here, I'm going to do you guys a favor. I'm going to invite all of you to come into my trading room, okay? Every one of you. And you're going to be there for one whole week, okay? And you're going to see exactly how our traders trade and how we're going to benefit from what's going to happen with this whole, you know, executive orders that he's planning on to do. But now as a trader, you know, every day is always going to be new opportunities. So it's not just that day we have to worry about. There's stuff that's going on right now. We had the big disaster. It's happening in California. Okay. So there've been opportunities, just like I showed you with some of those stocks out there. And how do we know how we scan for them? Because that's the other thing too. Everybody's like, how did you know this one was moving and not that one moving? Oh, I thought this was going to move. That's not going to move. Let me explain something to you. We're not analysts. We don't move the market, but everything that we trade will show up in the big percentage gainers and losers list. Every one of them. Okay. So when you start seeing stuff like, you know, the electric companies, and all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, this company's I never really saw this company on the watch list. I always see NVIDIA. How's this company, you know, there? Or I always see Apple, or I see the Fabulous Sevens, but I never saw PCG and I never saw those. Well, I never saw Lowe's pop up or Home Depot. Why would they pop up there? Why are they showing now in the big percentage gainers? Well, that's why they're there, because something happened in that industry. If it's earnings announcements in an industry, the bank stocks, if it's a plane crash or if it's a new FDA approval, they will show up in the big percentage gainers and losers. So you could see here from the wildfires, I'm going to give you an example. Look at PCG, look at EIX. They took very big hits. And if some of you remember the what happened in Hawaii, the fires there, this company took the blunt of it, that they really were involved in it. HE got crushed on it. They didn't say so far if any of these energy stocks were involved. Some people think it's arson. We don't know yet. But if history has a funny way of repeating itself, like it did, and they saw what happened with Hawaiian Industries, well, you could see how that stock goes from $40 down to $8. Hurricane season, people do benefit from it. Companies like Generac, people like Lowe's, people like Home Depot. You know, these things happen. You saw what happened in California. I mean, in Florida and North Carolina. So a lot of these things do get affected by it. And what you're gonna learn here, being part of CyberTrade University, is we're like the Marines. And the Marines are the first people that go in. And how are we the ones that first when they go in and know about these, and why you've been following us on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and X and all those social networks, if you do use any of them, or maybe saw me on TV talking about it, because we see it happening in real time. You understand? Before it goes to the street, it starts on Wall Street. And what I teach my traders is what's Wall Street thinking. And in today's times, you don't have to work on Wall Street anymore. They actually are getting rid of it. They want to make it all electronic, which is what they've been doing. But some people are still stuck back in the old times. Now, how do I know that? Because I was one of them. I was a market maker. And this is how we found stocks like EIX. And if you were in my site, if you were subscribed to any of my channels, you would see we were talking about it. You could have got a good short. But this is the thing. Finding them is pretty easy. That's not that hard. You know what the hard part is? Knowing when to buy and when to sell. So now what I want to talk about right now is where I need all your attention right now. And I'm going to be asking a lot of questions, okay? And you all got to need to be involved and engaged. So I'm going to do a poll question right now. Does anybody here know what level 3 and level 4 is? So let's do a pop-up poll up there. If anyone has like level 3 quotes. There we go. All right. So it's a quick yes, no, or not sure. So just go out there and just click your, I don't know why. Oh, I have the host. I don't have it. Oh, you guys got to do it. Yeah, because I'm not a panel. All right. So I got my staff doing it for me. By the way, whoever's managing, could you put me to as a co-host? I don't know why I'm not listed as a co-host. All right. Now, let me explain to you what it is. We're going to share it, because if you look at it, 80% of you do not know what, don't have it. Now, let me explain to you what it is. Now, pay attention, because this is very important. I do a lot of presentations for NASDAQ. Okay. I can't even, and the reason why I do a lot of presentations for NASDAQ is because they want you to know how to trade on the exchange. You have a seat on the exchange. I know that's probably difficult for you to comprehend and don't understand what I mean by that, but I mean exactly what I'm saying. You actually can, when you see those people on New York Stock Exchange, you have the same technology as they do now. The exchanges got rid of all brokerage for market makers. They don't need them anymore. They don't want to make it a private club. Because by letting you all out there have access to it, it makes it more of a fair system. It doesn't make it as a manipulated system. They make more money because you do more tickets, and that's what they want. So let me explain to you what we're looking at, and then we're going to show you some examples. So let me get my crayons out here. You guys can follow along, and I'm going to do some drawings here. All right. So here's NASDAQ Book Viewer, and what we're going to look at is we're going to see a bunch of buy orders and a bunch of sell orders. All right. Now, on those orders, this is the price. This is the amount of shares, and this is how many orders make up those shares. Now, everyone wants to buy for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom. So what you're looking at is at a big negotiator market. You're seeing every buyer and every seller in the entire world that wants to trade Tesla. Okay. Now, probably looking at it and say, okay, Fausto, it's a lot of numbers. There's a lot of moving going on. I have something called level 2 quotes. I don't know what I'm looking at. Could we do something about this? Well, 95% of what you see there, you don't need. Okay. And I'll show you why. Let me clear this out. And let me go to an example. Okay. The example we're going to be looking for is something called Iceberg orders. Why do we call them Iceberg orders? Those are big block orders. Before, we used to call it the axe. Before, we used to have big dominating brokerage firms that run certain stocks, but now they don't really go out there and advertise as much as they do. Now everybody's running through things through exchanges, ECNs, and all that good stuff. Okay. So everything that you see here is, we don't know who it is, where it came from. It could be AI, it could be algorithms, it could be an institution. And by the way, does that really matter to me? No, it doesn't. But what does matter is how many shares are out there at that price. So let me show you an example of how we use this. We're looking at a chart, and we see the stock Palantir. Okay, it's at $74. It comes all the way down, hits a price at $11.10, goes back up, comes back down, goes back up. Now, the question is this: why did it decide to stop right here? Okay. Why didn't it stop at 70? Why did it pick 71.15? Why did it stop at 72? Where did this number come? Why that specific number than any other number? Well, when you look at the chart, your first thing you're going to probably say is that support. But what makes a support level? Buyers. So when we look over here and we look at the buy side and we work our way down, you'll notice right around here, which is this number right here, there's over 155,000 shares looking to be bought at that price. Now, you might say, is that really a lot? Well, I'll tell you if you know it's a lot. When everyone's out there looking to buy 5,000, 2,000, 3,000, and you got 150,000, that's about maybe close to maybe 10, 20, 30 times more the average order that's out there. Yes, that's a lot of shares. That is a lot of shares. And that is what we call an iceberg order. Now, let me show you another example here. Here you have a stock, NVIDIA. It starts at 133, it stops at 135, and comes right back down to 133. Why 135? Why not 134? Why not 140? Why specifically that number? And how would I have known to get out before it went down? Well, what makes a stock go down? Resistance. How do we find the resistance levels? We got to look at the sell side. And we work our way down the sell side. You'll notice here 135, you got about 78,000. Is that a lot? Well, when you see 1,000 share sellers, 8,000, 4,000, that's a 78,000 probably makes up about 20 times, maybe more of the average orders that are out there. Yeah, that's an iceberg order. Okay. Now I'm going to ask everybody this question again. What makes stocks go up and down? Let me see if everybody can answer that question. Alicia, you're right. Daniel, you're right. Anyone else? I want to make sure everybody's paying attention. Now, this is the funny part. I'm asking you the same question. Everyone's coming out with the same answer. Then why is everyone always come out and say, oh, support and resistance levels make stocks to go up and down? Don't they? Oh, it's the indicator. What's the indicator doing? The indicator? What the hell is an indicator doing for you? An indicator is telling you what happened in the past. You want to see the future. You want to look at the left of the chart or you want to look at the right of the chart? Because what you're looking at is this the left and this is the right. And you're like, well, I wish I could see the right. Yes, you can. This is the right of the chart. Right there. So did I lose anybody? Did anyone get lost so far? Everyone following along? Just want to make sure. Good. Good job. Thank you very much. I appreciate the vote of confidence. All right. So let's go over a couple more examples here. We're looking at IBIT. Now, you know, Trump is looking to make crypto, you know, the United States, the crypto capital of the world, make us like the financial capital of the world. So IBIT's been having, you know, it's another way of trading. It's an ETF, another way of trading Bitcoin. And you could see, you know, stock goes up and go down. You probably, do I buy it? Do I get in now? Is it too late with the inauguration, whatever? Well, the thing is this, it doesn't matter what they do. It's what the street does. So when you're looking at a stock, the thing is, when you look at a stock like this one, what is this stock trending? What is it doing? Is it going up or is it going down? Let's see if you guys can answer this question. Looking at the trend of the stock, what is it doing? It's going down, right? Everybody write D. Everybody put a D in the chat. Once again, I want to make sure you're paying attention. Gusta, good. Jim, good. All right. So we're all on the same page. Okay. Now, my question to you is this. What's going to make the stock stop going lower? What's going to make it stop? No. Damn it. You spelled the wrong answer, David. Buyers. See, you already got your mentality worrying about the past. You need more buyers. Now, do you see buyers on a chart? No, we don't. So we got to look at the right of the chart. And when we look at the right of the chart, when we look for buyers, we work our way down and we would notice that this is a big buyer out here for about 6 digits long, about 42,000 shares, okay, at 56.10. Now, without looking at any indicator and no news and no other charts, what do you think is going to happen when we get down to this price of 56.10? You think it's going to go lower or is it going to go higher? Alicia says higher. Anyone else? I'm like leading the witness. I sound like a lawyer, basically. Okay. So knowing that there's $8 million sitting there on the bid, when everyone's showing 300, 200, 1,000, 142,000 is sitting there, you're damn right that thing's going to go up. Now, did you need an indicator to tell you that? Did you need CNBC to tell you that? Did you need some newsletter to tell you that? Did you need your significant other to tell you to do that? No, it tells you right then and there. Like it or not, how do stocks go up and down? Like I told you, buyers and sellers. Now think about this for a second, fellow traders. How much smarter and better trading decisions would you have made if you could monitor these buyers and sellers? Wouldn't you be cool to know that you're in a stock right now and you would love to know where, damn, I wish I knew where the sellers were. Damn, I wish I knew where the buyers were. Well, you can. Now let's look at resistance levels. Let's go back to DJT, okay? So DJT had a really, really good pop on Monday. Beautiful run up, 35 up to 40. That's a $5 move. Great, right? Now, some of you, let's just say, oh, but I love Trump. I think this thing's going back to 100, everything. It could. It's only one problem. What's everybody else thinking? What's the street doing? Don't take it personal. Where is the resistance levels? Well, the only thing that's going to make a resistance are sellers. So when we look over here on the sell side, you can see it's 129,000 share seller at $40.80. Once again, does that sound like a lot? For some people, probably not. But for me and you, where most people out there looking to buy or sell 450 shares, 100 shares, 129,000, it's like everything else is just noise. That's the only number you really should care about. $5 million sitting out there. Well, from what the chart tells us, it doesn't look like it's going lower. It looks like it's going higher. And if I slap a couple of Bollinger Bands, MACDs, Fibonacci, you said it, you name it, they're probably all going to say the same crap. But one thing that you've learned today is that one thing they cannot tell you, they don't see the right of the chart. And by not seeing the right of the chart and not having that game plan, you can convert a winner into a small winner or maybe into a loser. And that's the issue we're trying to fix. All right. Let's go into the market. Everybody ready to have a little fun here? Let's have a little fun. Okay. I'm going to talk about something that's called level 4. All right. Now, let me bring up the market here. All right. Anyone here have a stock you want me to check out? Any stock. Give me a stock that you're looking at. We'll check it out. Tesla. We got one person that said Tesla. All right. QQQs. So funny. Everybody brings up the brand names. Palantir. All right. Do I have some of them up here? Okay. NVIDIA is pretty good. We'll look at Tesla too. We'll bring up Tesla. All right. You were the first one to jump in there. All right. So looking at Tesla, draw a couple of support and resistance levels here. We got resistance levels here. There's an intraday chart, support levels here. You know, you're looking at a stock. Okay. So looking at the stock right here, where's the real buyers and sellers, the support and resistance levels? All right. So let me blow this up a little bit bigger for you. Maybe this will help you. So we could see the stocks trading right here. And it looks like, you know, we got little buyers over here, right? Wouldn't you say? Right there. We got some, you know, it looks like we're hovering somewhere around support levels. And it looks like, you know, up here we had some big resistance levels, right? We also had some resistance levels here, wouldn't you say? Like right here. Right there. So that's some resistance levels there. So you kind of see where support and resistance levels are, right? But the question is, we could break those support and resistance levels. And is it really, 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 really a resistance levels? Well, there's one way to find out. We got to see where the money is. And I'm going to bring up over here, which is called level 4. And let me clean this out. So right here is the book. And you'll see these little red lines right here. Okay. These red lines is called a heat map. And you could see right down here that you have a big buyer over here at 410 for 97,000. You got another 100,000 here at 400. And you got a big seller out here, not as big as the other one. So, and if you notice on the chart, it's been hovering here right around this price of 410. Why 410? Why did it go down to 400? What makes 410 so special? Well, because you got close to over 100,000 shares looking to be bought right now. Now, when we go to the chart and you look at it and be like, oh, you know what? That kind of makes sense because we did have support levels back here yesterday. We had resistance too. And since this morning, it hit that price, it went back up, it hit that price, went back up. Now, what is 410 to us? A major support levels, okay? And 410 is right here. That's 410. So looking at the stock right now, it's trading at 411. Do we buy it here? Yes or no? Do we buy it here? If you really, really like the stock, do you buy it at 411? Irving says yes. Daniel says no. Gustavus says yes. Jim says no. The correct answer is no. Why pay $4.11 when you could pay $4.10? Right? It's going to go another $1.50 more. If I had to buy 1,000 shares of it, why would I give up and spend another $1,500 when I know it's going to go there, like it or not. But why go out there and buy it now when I could buy it cheaper? Right? That's the correct answer. Let's do another one. Someone give me another stock. Why let me clear this out. NVIDIA, we'll look at NVIDIA. NVDA, because it does work on brand name stocks too. All right. So NVIDIA, looking at NVIDIA. So let's bring up the big chart. Okay. So you could see here NVIDIA has been having, it looks like it has a lot of support levels here at 130, right? And you got a lot of resistance levels here, about this 150, right? Right around there. Okay. Now, if you really, really, really like the stock right now is trading right here. This is the price we're at right now. Okay. So looking at this stock right here, where do you think a good support level and a good resistance level is? See if you all can answer this question. What's a good support level and a good resistance? From what we could see on this long-term chart. Because remember, you could apply this towards swing trading. Okay, 130. Yeah, 130 is a good support. Okay. What else? $150 is resistance. Okay. So do you think it's going to go from 130 to 150? Well, let me give you a little wake-up call. You see these lines right here? You're all right. 150 is a big resistance. You got about 1.1 million shares looking to be sold. But you also got over 500,000 at 140. Not really the biggest buyer at 130, but there is a support level at 130. And if it breaks that, you got another buyer here at 125 and then 120. So when you're looking at a chart and you're like, okay, well, what's really the support and resistance levels? It's easy to see it when you draw trend lines, but there's no guarantee it's going to get there until it gets through those other big sellers. So what we're looking at is the right of the chart, not the left of the chart. So when you're trying to figure out, oh, 150 is a big resistance. Yeah, you're right. And you know what makes resistance levels? Not an indicator, not the CEO of the company. It's the big 1.2 million share seller out there. And he's been out there forever. Okay. Now, did that seem complicated? Did that seem to be hard? No, it's not. Think about it when you first came here. How much smarter and better trading decisions if you would make if you just knew this. Now, listen, I'm not looking to change anybody's here's style or whatever it is. You could apply this to anything: futures, options, swing trading, day trading. Okay. If you got something working for you, it's great, but this is just going to help you. All right. By the way, this is not my software. This ain't the Fausto charts. Okay. This is not the Faustinoachis, okay? I'm not selling you anything. I am a market maker. I'm telling you where to go to the exchange, and you could get it yourself, okay? So who here would like to get the NASDAQ book viewer and try it out? Well, this is what I'm going to do. In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to give you a link. I'm going to tell you where to get it. I'm going to give you a couple of videos to watch. Very short 5-minute videos. And I am going to change your perspective of how to trade today's markets. You're going to be like, how did I not know this? And you know what's going to be what's going to be the most disturbing part about this whole thing? You're going to be like, why is more people not talking about it? And I'll tell you why more people are not talking about it. Because they were never a market maker. They never worked on Wall Street. They just found something that worked for them. Some of them just got really lucky. Some of them just really good social media guys. They blow me out of the water. I mean, I can't compete against these 20, 30-year-old kids that do it all day long. I can't get 10, 20 million followers, and honestly, I really don't want 10, 20 million followers. What's that going to do for me? It's only going to confuse you. But what I am looking for is I'm looking for traders that really want to learn, that I could show you this, because I don't like, at my age, I know how hard a lot of you guys work, okay, for your money, okay? And, inflation, getting older, people lay us off, whatever it is. This is such a great job. You are your own boss. Look, I'm working at my house. I had an office. I don't need it anymore. My staff's like, Fausto, why you got to make me come to the office? Can I do this from home? I said, you're right. You can do it from home. You know what I mean? You can do it from home. I got a full staff of instructors, technology people, education advice, all of them. We don't need it anymore. Well, COVID changed everything because they wouldn't allow us to go to the office. But after a while, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Wall Street's doing it now. So this is what I'm going to do. I want to tell you, all of you, where to get it. And I want to invite you, most importantly, to come into my trading room so you at least can see what's going on. So let me just want to make sure that everybody here is subscribed to my channels. YouTube is very popular. I got a lot of videos there. Just click on that link and just click the subscribe button and ring the bell, because we go live every day. So at least you'll get an alert. You can see it on your phone, whatever it is. You can see I got over 3,000 videos on there. I got a lot of good shorts, 15 seconds, 30-second shorts, really good. Just get right to the point. So definitely subscribe to that channel. I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. If you guys like those, I'm always posting there. And all we ask from all of you is just make sure you like us, friend us, and leave a comment. Share us. You know what I mean? Go out there, share the wealth, because what bothers me is that there are some really bad actors out there. And there are people out there that are like, oh, how do I know you're not like the rest of the people? Oh, why do I know you're not looking to sell some? Oh, and you know what? It puts us in a bad situation. For somebody like myself that loves my job and loves helping people, we got to spread the word out. Okay. Trading is a very big business. I'm not going to argue. Okay. And I know everyone's in the market and they all want to make money off you, and that's okay. At least you know what you got yourself involved in. So make sure you subscribe to all these great channels. Now, CyberTrade University, one of the big things you'll probably notice is that we're probably the only company in the complete industry that are endorsed and sponsored by more brokerage firms, exchanges than any other school, which, by the way, if anyone here does looking to learn from someone, make sure they are endorsed by these people. They're compliance people. They're pretty strict. They have a lot more to lose than we do. So they want to make sure that if they're going to endorse you, you know what you're talking about. So we're very honored and to be there. But if you do business with them, make sure you see if they're endorsed by these people. Also, check out their Google reviews. I don't think anyone's ever going to see someone that's got a 5-star rating on Google. You can't lie on Google. And by the way, if you don't see Google reviews on someone, let me just give you a little hint. That means they took it down because it was so bad. You're allowed not to share your Google reviews as a company. So if you can't find any Google reviews, that means that it was so bad that they took it down. One other thing, anyone here use AI? CyberTrade University, top 5 day trading schools in the industry. CyberTrade University was ranked #1 school in the industry by ChatGPT. Okay. You can see Humble Trader, Asian Trader, Bulls and Bears, Investor Underground, 30 years, gave us a really good rating on ChatGPT. So I guess the AI people know what they're talking about too. Thank you. So once again, that's our reputation. But the thing is this. Now, what you need to figure out is, Fausto, how are you going to teach me, so I can do it on my own? Well, this is what I'm looking to do. I want to invite all of you guys to come to my trading room. And all I'm asking you is to make a $9 donation. That's it. And the $9 just tells me you're a real person or not. That's really what it is, because I got a sheriff in here. I got Bill 27 in here. I don't know who you are. So we take it very seriously. You'll get a phone number. You'll get to talk to us on the phone. You'll be able to talk to me personally. But all we ask is that, and we feel like if you don't make a small investment, you're not going to take it seriously. So we got over 100 people that are in here. So, a lot of them are students also. But if you want to come into our trading room, all you got to do is take your phone, scan that QR code or click on that link right there that we got posted up there, and you can register right then and there. Okay. Now, let me explain to a couple of things that you're going to get by being part of it. We do live commentary all day. Okay. From 7:30 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You don't got to be there all day, but you know what? If you're there an hour, maybe the morning, the afternoon, it's great. We're also you're going to get full access to the thousands of traders that are in our room. Some, like I said, you're going to see them post. You're going to see what we're watching. And the big thing you're going to learn is that we don't tell anybody what to buy and sell. First of all, I can't do that. It's illegal unless you're registered. But most importantly, you get to see the other traders, how they think for themselves, because that's the goal. You want to see how these people, do people really make money doing this? Well, you know what? I always get people always ask me, Fausto, can you show me your trading journals, your reports? And I tell you, yes. Come into my trading room and you'll see them yourself, because anyone can manipulate a piece of paper, okay? And believe me, I know that because I've been around for a long time. We've never got in trouble, thank God. But the companies, some people don't care and they just want to sell you on it. So, but I tell everybody, you want to see it, come in our trading room, we'll be happy to show you, okay? Now, a couple of things. Now, we got a couple of students here. Lynn, thank you very much for sharing that. Come join our trading room. All of the real deal. We checked them out. Join CTU. Very happy we did. Thanks a lot, Lynn and Randy. Very nice people, husband and wife. They're there every day. And I always say this about them too. I never met somebody that background checked us so bad and had to talk to everybody. But I get it, because here's a couple that spend money with someone else. They got, I won't say they got ripped off from somebody, but they want to make sure they made a real investment. Because to me, it's not the money, it's your time. You know what I mean? You spend months working with someone and find it doesn't work. It kind of sucks. So you're going to get to meet people like them. I'm on the phone. How do I scan your QR code? So just take your phone, turn on your camera. And what happens, you turn on your camera, you take like a picture of it, and that will come up. Okay. Now, a couple of things that people always ask me here is, first of all, you're going to get all the stuff. You're going to get the podcast. We're going to give you lessons. We're going to give you a ton of stuff here. So a couple of questions people ask me that I want to share with you as you guys are registering is, what was the main question people ask here? Here we go. Okay. I never heard of level 4 before, level 3 and level 4. And I told you this before. The reason why you never heard of it is unless you were a market maker, you were a trader on Wall Street, you would never hear of it. Because when you hear about institutions, high frequency trades, that's what we trade on. We've been, you're hearing about AI trading. AI has been around since the 60s. Okay. I don't know if you know that. We actually had MJ from Microsoft that was on my podcast, was telling the traders in the room. He said, you think you're hearing about now? AI has been going forever. It's just now it's getting, that they're taking it to that level. But we've been trading with AI forever, and we're going to show you how to trade with it. Do I need a big account? Do I need to place these types of trades? No, you don't. You don't need a big brokerage account to do this. Actually, we don't even want you to have an account. We just want you to watch. Why would you want to trade with us? We don't want you to trade yet. You didn't even teach you yet. You just want to see if people make money doing it. You don't want to go out there and buy the car if you don't know how to drive. First of all, you want to make sure you're buying the right one for you. And two, you don't even know what you need. So regarding about brokerage firms, listen, there are better brokerage firms depending on what kind of trader you are. So another mistake that people make is, you might have the wrong brokerage account. And you don't want to do that. So there are direct access brokers, online brokers, stock brokers. Some of you probably don't even know the difference, but we're going to cover it and we'll talk about that in a $9 trial. Okay. How does the live cyber group trading experience work? So the way it works is, let me show you the room right now. Okay. How about that? Here's our room right now in the trading room. And you can see here on the left-hand side, these are all our instructors. As of right now, it's about 184 people in there. These are all the traders around the world. Daniel for Oregon, Danny from Weston, Florida, Gillis from Quebec. You see all these traders out here. Lita from Canada. There's people from all over the world here. All right. Right here in the middle is our chat room, which is we're showing them stocks that we're trading. You're seeing like Alex is in looking at the BBAI stock. Go Alex, and by the way, there's live audio to this too. We have an alert service that we post the alerts. You can see some of the stocks that we came out with this morning. I posted. We did it at 9:15. And then right here, you can see the stock that they're looking at, SES. A little cheap little stock here moving, but, it's going up pretty nicely. But they're just talking about it. And you could see right here, we're using the TradeStation platform. And we're using something called the Matrix. So we're seeing the order book on the right. So you're going to have access to this trading room. But it's not just the trading room you're going to get. You're going to get a bunch of stuff. You're going to get access to our portal page. You're going to give you videos to watch, hundreds of hours of videos. Right here, we're going to give you workshops, Traders Talk Library, everything. And 2 other bonuses I'm going to give you, okay? First of all, if you're not happy after the week, I'll give you money back. Listen, I don't need your $9, okay? The $9 just tells me you're a real person or not, okay? And that's all what it's all about. But one thing I'm going to give you, one of the biggest bonuses of this whole thing, is that if you do register, I will personally talk to you on the phone. Now, and I know, some of you probably paid thousands and never spoke to the owner. So you're like, well, why would Fausto speak to me? Let me explain something to you. The reason why I'm here, I'm looking for traders I could teach that could be part of my team, okay? Because I'll make you such a good trader. Eventually, you're going to probably go on your own, teach your kids, maybe start your own school. I don't know where it is, just like a college. I'm not here to hold you back, okay? But I'm always looking to recruit new traders because some people might work only 1 day a week. Some people might only work the morning. So we always want to just have new traders in the room, okay? So that's really the main reason. So we'll have that conversation, make sure for you, because let me tell you something, trading's not for everybody. So please don't take this the wrong way. You might look at it and be like, wow, this is really stressful. Wow, I didn't think I need to know all this stuff. Or somebody be like, wow, this is pretty easy. I've been making it more complicated than what it is. I mean, look how fast, look how much you've learned in the less than 30 minutes we were in here. I showed you Book Viewer. I showed you Level 4. How to find these stocks, all these stocks that got affected by the fires in California and inauguration, all that stuff. But all it's going to take is a $9 investment. Oops, sorry about that. Let me go back to my PowerPoint. Let me bring up that really good one. Let me bring it to the easy one. Which one was it? It was this one. This is the good one right here. So right there. So there's the link, ctu.co /trial. All right. A couple of shout outs here really quick. So Padish, is that your name? Atham, I just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Look forward to teaching you. Doug, just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Who else we got here that just registered? David Sanchez, got your registration. Welcome aboard. Here, you can see the registration right there. Everybody see it? Doug, got your registration. Looks like everyone's starting to click in there. Guys, it's $9. Okay. Now, let me explain something to you. I do a lot of podcasts, and I have some of the biggest traders that come into in the industry, and they will all tell you the same thing. If you can't afford to spend, a fraction, you're wasting your time. Anyone that gives you something for free, okay? Well, let me tell you what the word free means. Everybody know what happened to the mouse and with the free cheese? Okay? Didn't work out too well for the mouse when he hit the trap. Okay? So nobody works for free, but I'm willing to go over and beyond to teach you, but all this going to do is tell me if you're a real person or not. Okay? A couple of questions. Taking a week to fully learn like crazy. It's the university, so invest your time in this. Take that week. Yeah, thank you very much, Kurt. And that's I'm glad you share that with us, because some people listen, and you don't got to be there for a week. Cause I know people like, well, I'm going to be away. Listen, if you're going to be away, you can always push it off. Okay. If you want to push it off a couple of days, a week, a month, whatever it is, but it's fresh in your mind. Just get it out of the way now, because you're going to, you're getting a new president that's going into office next week. You're going to see a lot of things are moving in the market. And you know what? Some of you have stocks in right now, and you're probably wondering, shoot, should I get in? Should I get out? Should I hold on? Oh, Fausto mentioned this, but he didn't mention that. Listen, you need to think for yourself. You got to hit the button. But it all starts for $9. That's it. Not 90, not 900, not 9,000, $9. Make a small investment. Let me just get into the trading room. We'll go from there. All right. Any other questions, by the way? When you fill that out, fellow traders, you'll notice that there's going to be a questionnaire. It is very important that you fill out those 5 questions. Let us know a little bit about you. Who's your broker? Who trained you? What style you have? The more information you tell us, the better we could teach. You'll have a better conversation with our education advisors, and at least you can gear you a little bit more what to look at and what we'll help you with. Yeah, everything is included. Everything is included. Regarding about the book viewer, David, listen, you want the book viewer? You can go to NASDAQ's website and they sell it there. And it costs $15. Instead of spending $15, by the way, I used to pay $1,000 30 years ago. They lowered it $15. So I got ripped off back then. Imagine a 22-year-old trying to come up with $1,000 a month. And you know what my mentor told me? He says, Fausto, you can't afford $1,000. You can't afford to make a six-figure salary. I'm like, but I want to make the six-figure salary. Well, that's why you got to pay $1,000 a month for the platform. Okay. You want to be in this business? You know, your dad cuts my grass. Okay. You think he cuts it for free? You think he dumps for free? No. So same thing. So don't go out there, make that small investment, see why we were ranked #1 school by ChatGTP, see why we're, been endorsed by biggest brokerage firms, and then you make a decision. But let me warn everybody here. Don't you dare go out there and think you could do this on your own, because trading is an 80 to 90% failure rate. And you do not want to be part of that failure. All right, traders? It's cost of doing business, like anything else. Any other questions, fellow traders? I got to go, traders. I want to get back into my trading room. I got another event I got to do on YouTube for another channel partner. So I want to get ready for that. But does anyone else have any other questions? Rash, I got your registration. Gupa, I got your registration. Chantel, I got your registration. Just doing a couple of shout outs really quick here. Casey, just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Looking forward to talking to you. Who else we got here? Andrew, I got your registration. Welcome aboard. That looks like everyone's filling it in. Thank you very much. Welcome aboard. Guys, it's $9. What's the worst thing that could happen? You learn something? You know what I mean? So go out there, make that small investment. Nancy, a question. Difference between level 2 and level 3. Oh my God, Nancy. First of all, Nancy, I didn't see you register yet. Okay. But to answer that question is this. Level 2 is only showing you the best buyer and the best seller out there at an exchange. Level 3 is showing you every single buyer at every single price at that exchange. So right now, you're just looking at level 1 quotes. You're just seeing what the stock is trading at that specific price. You're not seeing the depth of the book. You're not seeing, oh, it's stock's trading at this price, but you're not seeing, you might be coming up to an iceberg order. You're not seeing that. So if that doesn't simplify it, go out there, Kerry, and make that $9 investment. Because if you believe on what you just said, because I know where you're coming with this, Nancy. You're looking at it because we all get level 2, right? But it's free, and that's all it's worth because it's garbage. It's been outdated since the 90s, for crying out, we're in 2025. You look at someone who's been outdated 30 years ago, okay? That's why they give it to you for free. It looks nice. The lights are blinking, everything else. But what is it really telling you? On my trading room will show you, Nancy. All right? You're right, Kerry. You got to learn before you can earn. Best job ever. It really is. It's a great job. I love it. And I love changing people's lives like you, because you know what? You're going to thank me. And the market was good to me. God was nice to me, good to me. And I like to give back. And that's what it's all about. I always get, I was in Canada, in Toronto, and I had this guy come up to me. He says, Fausto, I watch you all the time. And I spent to ask you, why are you doing this? Like, what, like you go on your boat, you can relax. Like, why are you wasting your time doing this? I said, because you know what? I believe in that you take, you give. You know what I mean? God was good to me. I'm going to give back. So I look at it that way. So I think, and when I surround myself with good traders, it makes me a better trader too. So let's make sure you're part of it. Level 4, like I said, we're going to cover in the trading room. Level 4 is basically more of a heat map. You're going to see orders, but now you're going to see it on an actual chart. Right? She didn't get. Well, you'll get so you're going to hear from somebody, Raish, by the end of the day. So don't worry about it. Just be patient. I mean, there's a bunch of people registering right now. We had almost 100 people in here that's still registering. So we're going to get through all of you. Okay. Yes, and also too, Kerry. I also got a Fausto Home Living channel. I don't know if anybody wants to check it out. www.faustohomeliving.com. Yeah, so for a hobby, I raise backyard chickens. I do a lot of fishing. I do a lot of cooking. I actually cook 4 to 5 times a week at home. I got some of my popular Italian dishes my mom taught me. So it's a little hobby that I have. Make sure you subscribe to that channel. I got a couple of videos I'm posting up from Christmas and holidays. I just cooked for about 60 people by myself for Christmas. Everybody showed up, all my cousins and stuff. You'll get to see that. Pretty cool stuff out there. All right, guys. All right, listen, I got to go. I'm already late. All right. Register $9. I'll see you all tomorrow morning in the trading room. All right. Good luck, everyone. Thanks for listening. Happy trading. I'll see you all there. And if you didn't register, listen, we'll be back. But definitely do your homework. Bye-bye.